Hello, everyone.
Were you
I'm doing great. How are you?
well? Hi, David. Hello, David. Hi, Christopher. Okay, thanks once again, everyone. My name's Dan Majambere, and we are going to be together for a few days in this SQL or SQL class as part of the bootcamp. Who is excited to learn about databases? Nobody's excited? Okay. Yeah, so now as a way of knowing each other, we just can see the names. I just want us to do a quick activity. We're going to write in chat our native languages. If your native language is, let's say, Runyankore, just write Runyankore. If not English, eh? Okay, unless you're from a native English-speaking country. So I'm going to start in chat, okay? Yeah. Can we please all write our native languages here in chat, just to know each other, okay? Raho, okay. Rwanda, Madi from northern Uganda. Agnes, I think I was almost guessing because I guess you're from South Sudan, eh? Because of your other name. Rwanda. I want to know you guys where I come from. You already know where I come from. Chinese. Okay. Some people's native languages are secrets. Akuya, Nyo, I no. Okay, are we all refreshed? I want us to make this session as interactive as possible, right? We have 3 hours, and I believe you've already been used to the 3 hours during the Excel program, right? Okay, let's go. So without further ado, now that I know most of you. I know where you come from and I can see your names. Let's go into today's business. Share my screen. Believe you can see my screen, correct? Please confirm that you
We
can see
can
my
see it.
screen. You can?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So welcome to SQL. And you can say SQL, some say SQL, some others say SQL. And you're going to see to understand what SQL means and what it does in the context of data. I believe we are all interested in data, data analysis, data analytics, data engineering, right? Data is the new gold or petrol. You know. So SQL is the standard language. It's just a language like Kinyarwanda, our native languages, okay? It's also one of the languages. It's actually the native language for databases, most of the databases. So you're welcome. I'm going to just tell you about myself. The names you've seen them already, but as a profession, I am a data quality analyst. Professionally, I'm a data engineer, but now I do data quality analysis, focusing on data governance. Okay, so you can understand the word data is not new to me. And I do have a master's degree in information technology, where I specialized in applied machine learning and data science. Other than that, there are things I also love to do. And if I showed you this photo, what do you think my hobby would be? Anyone? Mhm. Who is this person in the picture? Not the name. Like, are they a data analyst? Are they a veterinary doctor? Who are they? What are they? Hey, people were so quiet.
A farmer.
A farmer. Who else? Let's chill, because we are going to have a few push-ups. So let's not complicate it. You can even say any random thing, but don't abuse them. Don't call them a witch.
You look like a middleman in agriculture.
A middleman in agriculture. Okay. Farmer, agriculture, middleman in agriculture. Who else? Anyways, I also, yeah, I'm a farmer. Okay, I love farming. I'm not officially a farmer yet, but I love, yeah, things related to agriculture and farming. So other than data, all that, love that. And here, how would you describe this person if you saw this picture? Hmm? And will we manage understanding things? Can someone guess? Hello?
Sorry, we didn't hear the question.
If you saw this picture, okay. The second one, this one. What would you think of the person? Are they a journalist? Are they Nobody can guess?
Yeah.
Okay. This was an assessment. I'm going to give you hard exercises. Okay, anyways, other than doing data and maybe like finding, I also love writing and journaling and blogging, things like that. Yeah, so sometimes I do write, not every day, but I love writing. Okay, today is not about me. Let's go to business. So we have 18 hours throughout this course, 6 days, 3 hours per day, as you've gotten used to. And as part of this SQL or SQL course, we will be doing, of course, classwork like these so-called, they are not lectures per se, not usual lectures, but these online meetups. And then you also have daily, every day you'll be having its own coding exercises. And I love to call them push-ups. You know, if you want to be fit, one of the things that you do is push-ups, and you start from maybe 1, 2 push-ups, then 5, then 10, then 20, right? So that is how these exercises are would be I would say that's how they are planned. Okay, so today you will have soft push-ups, then tomorrow a bit not so soft push-ups until the end, when you will now have been stretching yourself. But it's not like we want to kill you. We want you to become very good data experts. Okay. And also, we also have solutions for those push-ups. Right. So in class, during these sessions, we'll be having live push-ups, and we'll also be having personal guided push-ups or exercises after this session. So each exercise will be reflecting the topics that we'll be covering in this class. Okay. So today we're going to understand what a database is, because you want to be data experts. Okay. So there is data and base, and then how to interact with it. After, if you can understand what a database is and interact with it, okay, then you can start calling yourself a data anything, data analyst, because you can't analyze data without interacting with the data. Okay, so we'll be reading data from a database using the native language for databases called SQL. We'll be filtering, sorry, there's a tech. We'll be filtering the data. We'll be sorting the data, and we'll be understanding why do you need to sort, why do you need to filter, you know. Then we'll also see how to limit results from the data reads. Okay, if you have millions of records and you don't want all the millions and why, in what circumstances won't you need them. First of all, maybe you don't need the whole information. Secondly, reading them costs something on your computer. Okay, so you don't always have to, it's good practice not to read the whole database. Okay, otherwise your machine will crash or you get a lot of data that you don't want to use. So today we'll learn all about that. So let's dive into this. When you see this box written on SQL, what do you understand? Any randoms? Also, if you want to stop me, if you want to ask a question, please just stop me because I cannot see that you are raising a hand. Okay. SQL stands for?
Structured data language.
Okay.
It stands for structure query language. Say just one of the language which is used for dealing with database, as you said.
Someone else? Anyone?
Okay. Hello?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so it's a programming language used to store, manipulate, and retrieve data from a database.
Yeah. It's a language, right? That is used to manipulate data. Yeah, that's also correct, 100%. Who else? Let's try to be as interactive, as possible. Okay. So as they say, SQL means standard query language. So it's a language that you use to query databases. So when you say database, most of the times you hear the database, you hear data, but who can tell us what, when they hear the word a database, what do they hear? Anyone?
Yeah, database
Data
is
storage.
okay.
Data
Yeah.
storage.
Okay. Bobo says data storage, correct. John?
Yeah, it's a data collection. It's just maybe like a server which has a data. So that's a database.
You brought something interesting, a server that has data.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. You're right. Anyone? Gaia?
I was about to say the same thing. It's a place where data is kept, whether it's on server or in the cloud.
Yeah, I can see my friend Aleba. Aleba, over to you. Hi, Aleba. Okay. Yeah, a database is in layman terms, a database is just a storage, okay, that contains data in different formats. You can, let's say, when we use Excel, is Excel a database? Do you think Excel is a database?
Yes, the Excel is database. It can be a database as well.
Yeah. Anyone else? Is Excel a database?
Yes, Excel is a database.
Okay. Yeah, we can say it's partly a database. It has database features, right? Some database features because one, it stores data, it manipulates data, right? But there are also so many things databases do that Excel lacks, okay? And of course, they are advanced. On a basic level, it's a database, but on advanced features, it's not a database. So we can say it's partly a database and not a database. But as you've all said, a database stores data in tables. Okay, and so there are many databases. A database is just a storage of data in different formats. For instance, you can have a database of images. Okay, you can also have a database containing images. Those are pixels or voice. Okay, recordings of your voices, right? So here, on a basic level, we are going to look into what they call a relational database. A relational database is a database that has is a collection of tables, okay? And those tables are arranged in rows and columns. For instance, an Excel sheet, a spreadsheet. But we also have other different databases that are not structured, right? For instance, what I've said, if you have a database of multimedia data, for instance, voice, okay? When you do, for instance, when you send a WhatsApp voice note, okay? That's also data, and it's stored somewhere, but it's not stored as just the same as these spreadsheets. It also has specialized databases called non-relational databases. But for the purposes of today, we're going to look what we call a relational database. What is a relational database? If you can see this table, the database has table 1, table 2, table 3. A database can be a collection of so many tables. Then the table has what we call fields or columns, okay? You can have field 1, field 2, field 3, or column 1, column 2, column 3. Those are columns. Then the rows, which are the fields, okay? For instance, this value has these columns. So this is a record. This is another record. So we have here like 4 records. And then the other table, then the other table. That collection of tables is a database. Okay, so how I'm going to use my painter here to show you exactly what I am talking about. Okay, let's say this is a database. Okay, so you have a lot of tables inside. You can have one table, you can have 2 tables, you can have multiple tables. Okay, so this is table 1.
We cannot see.
Can't see your screen.
sorry. I had not shared my full screen. Okay. I hope you can now see what I was talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is table 1. This is, let's call it table 2. Okay, this is table 3. When you're interacting with data, the data you consume, if you're a data analyst, comes from a database. And let's say you are an organization. An organization might have one database or multiple databases. Inside each database, you have a lot of tables, maybe finance-related databases, or what we can call a schema, a collection of tables. Okay, then this is what, in the database, this is what they call schema. If you have ever heard the word schema, okay, this is a schema. A schema is a logical flow. It's logical, like on paper, how the organization manages the database, how the tables are structured, okay? That is the schema. Then you have table 1, table 2. So for you, if you are a database administrator or you're a data analyst, what you do, they give you access to this database. Someone said a server. In most cases, actually, it's always, I would say, a server, okay? What is a server? So a database runs on what we call a client-server architecture, okay? Let me delete my whiteboard. So a client-server architecture. What is a client-server architecture? You have a client. You have a server. Okay, you have somewhere. We can say in the backend somewhere. Then the client. What a client-server how a client-server architecture looks like. Okay, this is the client, this is the server, which is the database. Okay, in every database. Okay, so for instance, when you're interacting with your computer and write on keyboard X, your keyboard helps you. You have the keyboard with letter X, but the keyboard usually doesn't. It's just a box. It's just a what? It's just, I would say these are just buttons, but that is the client. That the client helps you interact with the server. So here, a client, we can say maybe this computer I'm using can be the client, but because it helps me to access some services that are on the server. Okay, so even you, when you're interacting with the database, you have what you access it through a client. I want to make sure that you understand this, because if we start interacting, doing practice, you will have to understand what a client is and what the server is. And when we say the server, that is the database where you get all that data. So the client comes and tells the server, I need table X, table 1, the other table, okay? Because there are so many tables here. I need table 1, okay? Someone else with the same client requests for table 2. Maybe you have, these are transactions, mobile transactions, right? So the client comes here and you give it a command, it retrieves that data, and you can see that data on your screen. So this is where SQL comes in. This is the language now that helps you to query those databases, that data. Okay, so that means you come here to the client. We will show you examples of clients. Okay, then that client, you write a query using SQL, like a command, and tell it, go to this database, get the first 10 rows of table 1. So you write a query, an SQL query that does that. Then it shows you the screen of those records, okay? Or you come and say, okay, now I want, maybe these are customers and these are transactions. I have a customers table and I have a transactions table. I want to get the two tables, and maybe I want to know the transactions for each customer. That means I want to join these two tables and get the combined data. Okay? So what you do, you write a join statement in SQL that does that, and it comes and displays the output on your client. Okay? Do you all understand the client server architecture? Yes? Do you understand? Okay. Yeah. So this is how the databases we interact with work. Okay. So you want to, if you want to be a data expert or a data analyst or a data anyone dealing with data, you just know you have that understanding in the backend, in the backend, that you are interacting with the client, and the client is helping you interact with the server, which is the actual database, correct? And then you are now what you are using to communicate between the client and the server. That is the language you're using. And today we are using SQL, which is the standard query language for databases. So if you see we are learning SQL, just know we are learning how to communicate to initiate a communication between a client and a database. Okay, and why is it a server? This server can be on your computer, okay, which is the local server, what we call local server. Your computer can become like this, the laptop you're using can become a client and at the same time a server. That is what we call local server or local host. That means it is only you who can access it. It's only you. Okay? You cannot share it with someone else. It's only you. But in that means you are working alone. But in an ideal environment, working environment, you don't run on local databases. You query remote databases. Okay? Understood? So what is a remote database? It is a remote server. As you have seen, I'll be using these words interchangeably, server and database, because now from the definition you've seen, it is a server that stores data in different formats. Okay. So in most or an ideal business environment, you interact with a remote database. What does remote mean? Remote doesn't mean it's out there. Okay, we say cloud icon, sorry, but it's on another computer, now a bigger shared computer. Okay, so that means it is no longer it is not on your machine, but you interact with it, right? For instance, it's like going to Amazon and looking for, let's go to Amazon, right? Okay. automatically triggered when I click here, which retrieves this image. Okay, so this is the client now accessing a remote server or a remote database. Understood? But now for us, we are now going to learn how to do that communication. Okay, so back to the slides, how do you communicate? How do you initiate that communication? Okay, there are queries that are used, okay, in SQL. So, and what I love about SQL is it's just like English. For instance, if I want to, there is a select statement. Okay, what does select mean here? Select is get data. Okay, you can see a select star. That means select everything from that table. Okay, you can also select a few columns or a few rows, a few fields. So you select just those fields using this language, using this keyword called select. Okay. So also SQL queries or SQL keywords are usually written in capitals, but it is not required, but it's the standard way of writing them to make them more readable. Okay. And the result of the queries is always a new table. For instance, if you query a table, you initiate a connection with the database, you get that table, it returns a smaller table based on what you have selected, or even a bigger table if you're joining so many tables. So the first, in this language of SQL, the first thing you will know is select, the select statement. The select statement selects information from the database. Then you decide what to select from that. Okay, let me show you what this means. Let's say now you understand that the database is a remote database. Now I'm here on my client. Okay, this is a database called DB, and there is a table with maybe a lot of products that the customers are buying. Okay, just like an Excel spreadsheet. It's here, it's called product table. Okay, so here is product, maybe products that people have bought. Okay, so here let's say product ID, those are fields, maybe product type. Okay, sorry. Okay, maybe product name. These are fields. Then each transaction or each record is a product. Maybe I came and bought a book, and you give it in your inventory, in your stock, it has ID 1, and the type is maybe stationery. Okay. Then the name is book. Okay, maybe even the quantity. So what you do here, you come to the client, to this client. The client is like a computer or some other application that helps you retrieve data from the database. Okay, so this is a company database. That means you're not the only person that accesses it. That's why we said it is a remote database. Okay, by remote means it is on another computer which is not yours, but you can access it on your computer. Okay, so what you do with SQL, first of all, you want to select all books. No, we want to select everything from this table for now. So what you do is come. If I want to select, that means I write select in this client, I write the keyword statement select. Okay. So select what? Okay. If I want to select just the ID and the type, I write ID and type. If I want to select everything, I just write star, which is another name for select all. So all from where? That is where you add the keyword from. You say select all from, don't mind about the, okay, from, then from where? Because the database has so many tables. Let's assume that it has so many tables, although we have only one. So you write the DB, which is the schema, from DB dot table name. Okay, we have the, now we are entering this database, but this database has a lot of tables. Now select the table you want. So DB dot prod, which is the products table. Okay, we will see all these. Don't worry about the board rating. Okay, from prod, that means nothing else. Okay, there's nothing else, no filter that you have added. So what this query does here, it retrieves the whole of this table, and then it displays it on your client. Okay, but in most cases, you don't need to select the whole table. You want some specific information. So what you do here, this is where we are calling it. So this is just reading the data. So you can also get just a few columns by, instead of adding this star, you say, I want just the ID. Okay, because the ID is enough for me to know the product. Okay, and again, why do we need to not always retrieve the whole table? When you are selecting here, first of all, if it comes, the whole table comes here. That means if this table is if you're working in a large company, maybe this table has 20 gigabytes on the remote server, because the table it takes space. If it has 20 GBs, that means you are getting 20 GBs and storing them on your machine. Maybe your machine doesn't have that space. That is one. Two, retrieving 20 GBs and retrieving 1 MB of IDs is, you can hear that the difference, okay? In terms of size, that means this will have a latency, what we call latency. It will delay. The 20 GBs will delay, so you don't always, so that means if you retrieve anything and you do a dashboard like Amazon here, and then this is 20 GBs, if I come and click here, it will take some time. Hello? Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm sorry. My other computer just shut down. I forgot to charge, but I had a backup. Give me a second as it loads the slides. Meanwhile, let's use this backup as it loads. Yeah, sorry, technical glitch. It's okay, okay? I hope you can see my screen here. So I was saying, retrieving 20 GBs of data is so, it's it's difficult. It's costly. One, in terms of size, and also in terms of time. So that means you essentially don't always have to do what we were doing of select all. Okay, that's why now that's where the filters come. You don't always have to do. You actually, the more you you get experienced in this, the more you avoid select all from the table. From table products. We called it products, okay? As I had told you, if you are trying to access a remote server that has billions of records or even millions of records of this products table, okay? In this products table, sorry. That means if you do this with this cluster, you are getting this whole table and putting it on your local machine. So that means if it's 20 GBs, you are like, let's say downloading, though you're not downloading, you're uploading on your computer 20 GBs directly. So maybe, and that means it also delays. And in production environments, what it causes is the system can crash. So that's why you now add filters. So you're going to see how do you filter. The number one way of filtering is, as I had said, you can get a few columns from this table. Okay, maybe this is the ID column. This is the name column. Then by ID, this is a unique. That's why in every database has what we call a primary key. A primary key is a unique identifier of every record. Okay, so they use primary keys to identify a single record, okay, in a database, in a table, right? So you can use this primary key to actually get, so for instance, if a blue pen has maybe 0, 0, 1, maybe blue, B, I know that it's blue. Okay, I can just retrieve this and know exactly that. I don't need to get the name of the pen or the type of because I already know it's a pen. So I can just use this code. So what I do is now I select ID. Instead of this star, okay, instead of the star, I now select IDs. If I put here ID, okay, what will be the output? It will get all these, just this column of the whole table. From prod, this is the table name. So select ID from table name, which is products. So I am trying to get only this column of tables. If we have 1 billion records, for instance, so I'll get 1 billion records. But if I get the whole table and I had 1 billion records, I'll be retrieving 1 billion records times the number of columns, which is way bigger than what I intend to get. So I just get the IDs. So that means I am getting just this column. But also maybe I also know what I want. So you can see, before querying a database, you must know what you want from the database. So let's say we have IDs, we have 001B, that is a blue pen, maybe 0, 0, 1, when the R, those are red pens, okay? And now I'm interested to know how red pens sell, like how many red pens have sold. So if a customer came here and bought a blue pen, another one a red pen, and quantity maybe 1,000, maybe you have quantity, okay? So what I do, and I'm interested in knowing the quantity of all red pens. You can have maybe 1,000 records of red pens. That means 1,000 purchases of red pens. And maybe each one was purchasing 1,000 red pens. You get, so what I do is, instead of just doing here ID, I also get the quantity. So I retrieve 2 columns. Okay? So from here, sorry. Okay. From this table, let me maybe run. From the other table, we are going to get we are going to oh sorry. Sorry. We are going to get just these two. I am now confused. Okay, we are going to get these 2 columns, the ID and the quantity of each. But we are looking for just red pens where IDs are 0, 0, 1, R. Okay, so what we do, we add another. So here we are getting 2 columns, but from the whole table. Okay, so what we do, we add another filter with a statement called where statement. Okay, you add where. So by where you are filtering the data. Where now, instead of getting these two columns from all the billion records, what you do is you get where ID, where the ID is or equal to 0, 0, 1, R. So what does this mean? Instead of getting all the records here of all products bought, I want just red pens that were bought. So what the output will be is, it will bring here 2 columns, okay? The ID and the quantity of each, of just a red pen, of just the red pens that were bought. Maybe Dan came and bought 20 red pens, and maybe David came and bought 100 red pens. And each red pen is labeled the same ID maybe, okay? So I am interested in it. So from all these billions and billions of records, I just get maybe like 20,000 records. Maybe that is, in my analysis, that is what I want. Okay, so I can here now get this and add all these, then maybe put them on a dashboard for reporting. Then you say, this month, we bought 1 million red pens, okay? Last month, we bought 1,000, like that. So you do analysis. So from the server to the client, which is your computer, you as a data analyst, you do all these queries, then you put them on a dashboard, and the users can just see these numbers without knowing what is happening inside, behind the scenes. Okay, so far, any questions as my other computer is loading? Any questions on where we are now on selecting tables?
Yeah, question.
Yes.
For me, I did not get where the meaning of primary key and what is used for.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Now but at least you understand the logic of getting data from the database via your client or your computer using SQL and then having to present all this. For us, we are in this layer here, the communication between the client and the database. Okay.
Yeah, yes, I can get the framework.
Okay. Now, what is a primary key? Let me show you. And that is a very good question. So, a primary key okay, as I had said, a table, first of all, you cannot always get all information from the table. You must avoid that because, as I said, you have large tables. That means if a user of your data comes and maybe clicks the dashboard, it will have to go and scan the whole table, which is a lot of delay and it also takes a lot of space. If you have big tables, okay? So one of the ways to optimize that is what we call a primary key. So what is a primary key, okay? A primary key is that key that helps identify a single record. It can be, and by the way, a primary key can be a combination of two keys, two columns. So usually it's a column, okay, that identifies one single record. For instance, if you say ID is the primary key, okay, of your product table, like we said, that means the ID is unique for every product. So a primary key is a single column or a combination of columns that brings uniqueness to your table. Okay, I'm going to show you how. So first of all, it's unique. So for instance, if I have my products table here, okay, and I say ID is the primary key, what it means is one, this ID is unique. So if I have an ID of 0, maybe 1, this 0, 1 means maybe a red pen, as I had said, okay? If I come here and see 0, 1 somewhere else, okay, somewhere else, let me not, somewhere else, that means it must identify a red pen. Why is this needed? One, let's say you have, so you will not always work with just a single table. In fact, you will be working with so many tables. So this means if I have a product table, but I want to know who bought that table. Who bought that item. I also have a customers table. Customers. Maybe I want to know which customer now bought this ID. Maybe there is customer name. There's customer name or ID. You must have the same primary key here of product ID. Because now it will be identifying each product. So for instance, if Dan, client Dan, on in a different table, client Dan, let me call them D, bought a red pen, it comes here as this ID. So if you want to see which clients that bought red pens, you join these two tables on this key. So it helps you know that Dan, Amy, Edith, Davis, all those did what bought a red pen by this unique identifier. You get? So that is what the primary key, but it is not necessarily one column. You can also have a combination of columns. For instance, let me take you to banking, okay? And you see. So let's say you are from a bank. You have an account in a bank. How do you identify that this is a unique person or unique account? So you have account ID. First of all, you have bank name. You have the bank. You have your account. Okay? Maybe account number. No, Roger. Right? This is an example. If you might, so why do you need a primary key? You can say this combination of columns is the primary key. Why? It helps you identify one single account. That means there is no combination of these two that can be in the same bank. But you can have account if it's just one each column alone. You might have an account in another bank. Okay? The same account. Maybe you have account 00014, okay? In maybe a certain bank, NCBA. Okay? But you are allowed to have the same, or someone else is allowed to have the same ID, the same account number in maybe Bank of Africa, another bank. Okay? So this same ID, this same account, okay? This same account is not enough to know that it belongs to someone, because you can have two different accounts. But with a combination of these two, you can come and say, okay, if this is the ID, this is the account number in NCBA, this account belongs to Dan. So it's enough to know that it's Dan's account. So this combination is what we call the primary key. And if you want to get Dan's other information from a different table, you use this primary key and search for Dan using the bank and the account number, which is the primary key. Do you now get what a primary key is? It's a unique identifier of one record. Correct? Are we still together? Hello?
We are together.
Yeah. So you understand what the primary key is. It's a unique identifier. It can be one column or field, or a combination of fields that helps identify a single record. For instance, if you say NCBA 0014, you know that this account number is for Dan. If you say 004 BA, you know that it is for a different person. This combination gives you a different person. But if you have just an account number, it is not enough to say that this is for Dan, because some other people can have a different account number, maybe in a different bank. So with understanding a primary key, there's also what we call a foreign key. With using our example of bank account, if you want to identify this person from another table, maybe this is the accounts table, and you want to identify them in maybe a loans table, maybe they got a loan. So you take this combination and uses another combination in the loans table, which has bank and account number, then maybe the amount of loan they got. So this combination, okay, the same combination in another table, which is used to reference that record, is what you call a foreign key. It's basically the primary key, but in another table. You get? So if I want to get to know the loan that Mr. Dan has using this primary key of their account number and the bank, I use this combination different table. That is the foreign key. So these are two important aspects when you're dealing with databases. Why? If you are trying to create a table, you know that you will have a unique combination, which is the primary key. Okay? So which will help you when you're designing a database, you must know that that database will have a unique ID, which will help you interact with other tables using the primary key. Any other question?
Yeah, I don't understand why in your query you have to use also bank name, because the server, first of all, the server is for the bank, and there is no another bank unless maybe the bank is. Am I audible?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying in your query,
Yeah.
putting also the name of the bank. I don't see whether it's really it's
Where?
that. You said maybe you can use the primary key, which is the account number, and the foreign key, which is a bank name, if I get it well, isn't it?
Let me, so,
So if the bank is unique in the country, so I think you should only use the account name, because the
okay.
account.
I get you. So you're saying maybe in one bank, okay? In a single bank, maybe NCBA. Let me use NCBA, okay? Okay. So we know that if I am a client Dan D with my account number 111,
Yes.
okay, and there is another client, maybe
Maybe
Chris,
John.
who has or John, who has 011. There cannot be another client in the same bank called John who has 011, right?
Yes, that's impossible.
That's what you mean, correct?
Yes.
So here I was talking in the context of, let's say you're the central bank, or you are accessing a database with other banks. So this is NCBA, and maybe there's another bank called GT Bank, okay? In this GT Bank, they also have their own accounts. And there's maybe someone called Wilson who has this account number. You see? And there is maybe Claude who has this account number. There could even be, by coincidence, Dan who has maybe, okay, they cannot have, let's do this. Okay?
Yes, you're right.
So if you are dealing with just one bank, you don't need to do this combination. I agree with you, because the accounts are unique. So you don't need to do this combination. But if you want to do in more than two banks, more than one bank, you will need to add another key to know the exact bank, because you might come here and say this account, if you maybe you are looking into the loans for all the banks, then you look and come here and search or query for someone. You want the loan for Dan here. Then you look for 1, 1, 1. How will the database know that it is this done in NCBA or this other guy in GT Bank? So you can do two things. One, but usually you just do the combination of the primary key. Of course, you can do the filters and say, just get the data from one bank, then get the account number. But in this case, the best way to do it is have the combination of the name and account number as the primary key. But if it's, in your case, if it's just one bank, yeah, pretty much the accounts are unique and you don't need to do the combination. Understood? Hello?
Yes, got it, got it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So now, after understanding the concepts of of selecting, now we are going to go back to the filters. Okay. Sorry. So in filtering, let's say you have that table. Okay. Now we were saying, let's go back to our products table. You are here and you're querying this database. Okay. Okay. You're querying this database. So we're going to go step by step. So let's first query the ID, the product ID, and the quantity only, because that is what we are interested in. The table might contain the product ID. Let's see from online examples of product tables. I show you. So see, for instance, in sales, okay, I want to see a real table. So see, for instance, this product Y. I want for sales. Okay, e-commerce. Okay, we have an image. So this is for an e-commerce website. Image, name, category, price, choice. So you can have a lot of choices, okay? See, quantity, let's use this one. Image, name, category, price, total stock, variations, quantity. Then you want to buy it, okay? But now, for now, we are not interested in the image. We are interested in name or the ID in our case and the quantity. We just want to know the numbers. We are not interested in the prices for now. If you're interested in prices, you just get the price. So for now, let's get, this table is called product. So what we do, can you guess the query? Can someone maybe narrate the query for me? If I want to get all the IDs and quantity from this table, what query can I write? Anyone?
We did not see the name of the table.
No, just assume it's called products. Prod, it's called maybe prods, okay? So how do we
select all from prod, where name is you mentioned the name, and I think you can go back to that e-commerce website.
Let's use this one. So we have ID, we have a lot of other columns here and quantity. We just want, so let me show you what we want, okay? We want something like this, eh?
Okay, I got it. You can do select all from prod where ID is, then you put either 001 or 002, and the quantity is maybe 20 or 40 or such kind.
So what does select star do?
Sorry?
What does select star do?
Start means all.
Uh-huh.
All the product. If maybe you do select all from prod, you are going to get all the records which is in that database. Yes.
Correct.
So just to avoid any mess up, so you filter. Maybe you put select all from prod where ID is subkind. Then you filter based on the requirement.
Okay, I get you. So that means what you're saying is we have maybe product ID 1, ID 2, product ID 3, product ID 4, okay? And you have the quantity, maybe 1,000, 10, 5, 7, and 6, okay? So what we literally want is this. We want the output as this. Let me show you the output that we want, okay? We want this output, ID, quantity. Then 01, all the records of IDs must be there. 03, 04, 10, 5, 7, 6. This is the output we want. Now, what query can produce this output?
You select only two columns.
Sorry?
I think you select ID and quantity.
Select
ID.
Yes. Select ID.
Comma quantity.
I'll go back to the star. Quantity.
Yes. And you
Quantity.
see from prod.
From.
Prod.
Prod.
That's it, I think.
You always end it with a semicolon. Yeah, actually, this is correct. Okay. So, my brother, what you're saying, select all, the filter, you're going to the next step. If you said, now let me show you what your query would produce. First of all, this select all. Let's say if we do select all.
I got it. For me, I was not understanding the real output you want. But I thought you want maybe any single product ID and
a
a
single
single
product. Okay.
Yes.
Now that is exactly now where we want to go. Okay. Now from this table, let's reduce it and get the quantity for product ID 2. This one. Okay. We want this record, its ID, and so that means our output table will be will be like this: ID, quantity, 0, 2, 5. How can we get this table? By continuing from this query. So from this table, this query gives us this table. Now we want just this carry code. So how
Maybe
do
I can do select all from prod where ID is 02 and prod and the quantity is 5 and semicolon.
So if you do, I think, okay, if you do select all, first of all, it just brings the whole column. So this star means columns, all columns. So if you
Yes.
do select all, it will, yeah, that's true. It will bring this record, the way you're saying, but it will also include these other columns that we want to omit. It will bring all these other columns. That is the meaning of this all, this star. Star retrieves all the columns. You get?
But if I put those filters where ID is 02 and quantity is 5,
Okay.
I think it want to bring other output as far as I understand. Anyway, thank you.
Okay, I see you. Okay, so let's say what you're saying is this: select all from prod. Okay, where equal 02 and quantity is 5. Okay, so we have two queries. We have this one and we have this one. If we add, we are going to, okay, there's a colleague who gave us this query. Can you continue from here? We compare these two queries.
Yes, we can add where ID equals to 02.
Then we'll see. Let's compare the two queries and see what the output will bring. Where
ID equals 02.
ID equals 02. Now I'm going to delete these tables. Okay, let me leave this one. So this query, the first one, the brother who gave it to us, okay? So if you do select, okay, all from prod, that means already we're selecting ID and all these columns where ID is 02. So first of all, I'm going to challenge you, okay? The one who gave us this query. What if we have another record here? Okay? Where, because this ID is a product ID, let's say this is a pen. This person, this is a book. This person bought 5 books. If I came and I bought the same book, the books again, but I buy 10 books, what would happen in your query? What do you think would happen? Mr. The one who gave us the query.
I think normal. Okay, as far as I understand, the ID is unique, right? The ID, the ID.
You mean?
Yes,
Yeah,
ID
it's unique it's unique to a single product. That means that if this is a pen, this is also a pen.
Yes. So as long as the ID is unique. So if I filter based on the ID is the primary key as far as I can see. So if I select all from the prod where the ID is the ID is 2. So and whichever I combine, either quantity or another thing. So I think there is no mistake there. So it is going to give me the output of the quantity.
What is the output? Tell us the output.
The output should be 0, 2, and 5. Because I have
So you're
specified
saying
that where the ID is 2 and the quantity is 5.
so do you think that okay, I understand. But
If
do you
the
think
quantity, if the ID is 2, because the ID is unique. So now, if there is another quantity which is equal to 5, so I want to get that that other 5, which is different from the quantity, which is not mapped to 0, 2 as a unique ID.
Now the
As far as
problem here is if you want to know the quantity of all books that were purchased, okay? If you get just 5, and so you will go and report that people bought 5 books, your query will always report 5 books, always. If someone buys 5 something different from 5 books, your query will always remove them. But in actual sense, people made purchases of how many books? 5 plus 10, which are 15. Your report should have 15 books, but you have you always have 5. You see? If I come and buy, if I come and buy different from 5, you are this end. You know what this end means? It means that you must buy a book and you must buy 5 books. That means you must always buy. So if I come and buy 10 books, your query will always remove me but actually I bought books. I want this. So that means if something happens, because this query always comes to this database. If this database is always changing every day because people are buying books, okay, or pens or whatever, maybe it is in your shop. So if I come and then buy books that are not where the number is different from 5, your report will always give me 5, a wrong answer, because if I buy 10 books, I'll come here and then, yes, is it a book? Yes. Is the quantity 5? No. If the quantity is not 5, your query will filter me out.
Then the ID is not primary key, because I can see in the ID there is a ID which has 0, 1, 0, 2, 0. I don't know whether it's 0, 3, and there is also 0, 2 there.
No.
Down
okay.
There. So as
no,
long as
the
ID is not unique, so then you can't use that query. But if the ID is unique, as I was saying, for me I thought the ID is unique, like maybe national ID. You see, if maybe I'm going to query all Rwandese who have like 15 years. So I think no one will have the similar ID as another. So for me, I thought the ID is unique. But if your ID is not unique, then that query which I provided can't work.
So what is being unique? Okay, being unique here is if this is 2, because if it was my ID, that means I came today, I bought 5 books. The same person, me, with the same ID came and bought 10 books. Isn't that unique? If you have, let's use the ID, your national ID. is unique to you, right?
Yes.
And you come today, you buy 5 books. The same person, you again, tomorrow you come and buy 10 books. We record your ID, which is unique to you, not to another person. Okay.
Okay. Got it.
So if you want to get the quantity of Mr. Dan with ID 2, if we want to know how many books he bought or how many purchases he made, we will get every record of Mr. Dan, which is corresponding to their ID. It doesn't mean that it's someone else who used their ID. That is the uniqueness, that the primary key we are talking about.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, but I understand you. If it was a customer's table, this will always be unique because now the customer's table has just the names of people. But the product, I can come and buy a product today. The same person come and buy the same product, but with a different quantity. You get?
Yeah,
So this query, you can see it will always give you 5, unless I come here and again buy 5 books. So it becomes 10. So it is giving you an answer, but the answer is not accurate. And also this star will include these rows. So the star is not like we are filtered. When you select all, you're selecting the columns. How many columns do I want to retrieve? So it will also include all these columns that we did not want to include. You see? So let's go to this query, then we take a break and we will come back now practicing all this, okay? So let's declutter this and now come back here. Let's examine this query now. I'm sorry, I'm not seeing your names. The one who gave us this query, who gave us the query? Is it Agnes? Who gave us this query? I want us to work.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So you select ID and quantity, correct, from where ID is 02. Okay. This is correct. Why? If this table gets updated and tomorrow someone else comes and buys this product of 0 to 10, this will be added here. 0 to 10. Okay. You get?
Yes.
You can also group by all these. You add these instead of always bringing this. You just say today, if they purchase 5, you have 5. If they purchase 10, you just have 15 here because it's the same it's the same product. You don't need to always to increase the table, to increment the table. So the correct query for what we wanted here is, of course, we can add another part to make sure that instead of if someone comes and purchases this other maybe 11 red pens with ID 02, instead of adding a new row, it just sums up, and we always have one row with increase while the sum is increasing. That means we will be very efficient. Instead of having a longer table, we just have one record with accumulating quantity. Okay. So, as a summary, we have seen what a database is, right? We have seen the client-server architecture, how we communicate with databases. We know what SQL is, the communication between the client and the server, which is the database. Okay, so usually when you're working with Excel, you just have Excel on your file or on OneDrive, on your computer or on OneDrive. But with other databases, you just get access to this. They give you access to this server, the database, then you communicate with it using SQL. And when you communicate, you retrieve smaller tables. SQL gives outputs as tables. These are the tables that you use for reporting, like building dashboards. Okay. Yeah, so at least we have seen this flow, how it works, okay? So if you want to know, for instance, if you want to build a dashboard or you want to analyze how many products are bought on a daily basis, you just go here, on your client, do a SQL query, and then store all your queries. Then they always update as the server or the database updates. That means as people buy more products, it stores them, then your query runs and retrieves your report. We are on the same page here for now, okay? Now we are going to take a 10 minutes break. We'll come back at 7:50. Then we continue. Hello? We are back, we are back. Now, we are going to do some practices. Not some, we are going to get our hands dirty. So, had they shared with us some software to install? VS Code? Anyone has installed VS Code? Who does not have VS Code on their computers? Let me show you how VS Code looks like. This is VS Code. Do you have this VS Code?
You haven't shared anything.
I haven't shared. Can you see my screen? I am sure you can. Do you have VS Code installed? Yes, Aaron.
Yeah, we have seen the setup, but maybe you can help us with a few steps to complete the installation.
Okay. So because I already have it installed, Aaron, can you share your screen? I show all of us using your screen. If that's okay with you.
Sure, no worries.
I hope everyone just follows because it's straightforward. We don't want to spend a lot of time installing it.
So can you see my screen?
Yeah.
So so this is the setup. I downloaded the setup, and this is the setup. So if I click on it,
that's for my SQL server.
You saying?
Which is okay. Yeah, that's for my SQL server.
Isn't it this one that you should be installing?
Correct. Yeah, you're installing two things.
Then then I click yes. So
I hope
where should
everyone
I
is
choose?
following because we already have it. Yeah, server.
I click next.
Yeah.
Or I choose one of these.
No, server only. So I will explain to you what that means in the context of what we are learning.
Then I click next. And execute.
Yeah. Click on
execute.
Okay. Yeah. Let it download. I hope everyone is following.
I think some of us will not be able to install it. It's requesting for administrative rights.
That means are you using your works?
Yeah, I'm using my work laptop.
Oh, that's tricky. That means
And
you don't.
also in the instruction you gave us, so we should choose custom, not server only.
No, it's okay. You can, if you choose custom, is okay. If you choose, because I'm going to show you the architecture that I was showing you, the client server. So we can use this as the server. Then we'll also download another one we will use for client. So you can choose whatever if you use custom, that's fine.
So then I click next. Execute again.
Okay,
right?
next. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you're installing it. It's fine.
Then next. Next.
So here,
Next.
wait. I want to show you.
Yeah.
Stay there, okay? So what we had seen, we saw that there is a server side and a client side, okay? So the server is just, it's the database that where you query from the data, okay? So it has some credentials. This is for you, Aaron. So this is a local server because it's stored on your computer. Like we say, it's not a remote server, it's a local server. It is running the port 3306, which is for MySQL default. So you can see the name, memory name. So those are the credentials, but they are by default, they are those ones. You don't need to change any of them. I just want to imply that is the server side now we are installing. Okay, next.
Next again.
Next, you're going to use password for your database. Okay,
do I have to set mine?
Yeah, set your own password.
Add numbers.
That's not a strong. That's not a strong password. That's a very weak.
And by the way, this is very important because you're setting up something that will store your data. Assume you're a company, or it's for the company. It will store all the data for the company. So it must be very secure. Okay. So stay there. You set your password. Please remember it. So now here you can add rows. So you add admin, what we call root password. That's why they're telling you root password. Okay. The root password. So you can also add users. So you are the admin. You can add other users, and then you give them different rights. For now, we are not focusing on that, but you can know that you can add user and give them, because you don't want, if you're the admin, you don't want someone to come and maybe an intern come and delete all the data. But you can, for now, because it's only you that is using it, just do next.
Then next again.
Yeah. Continue.
Next again.
Execute.
And
I hope everyone has this installed.
then finish. Next. Finish.
Yeah, you're done. Now you have a database server. So Agnes, where are you stuck? Please continue sharing your screen, Aaron. Agnes, where are you stuck? Or anyone else? Because I saw Agnes.
Okay. Sorry, I had not seen from the beginning, so I didn't know what to do. I went to the website, but I'm not seeing what is in the instruction.
Can you share your screen? Now, for those who can't, for those who do not have admin rights on their computers, I'll show you an alternative later for practice, okay? But unfortunately, I cannot help you now because you are not allowed to install anything on your computer. You will be following along, then later I'll show you how you'll be practicing without installing it.
Thank you.
But if you can, please install it right now.
Yeah, we have installed it, but we are getting something different from your interface. I don't know, maybe if I can share mine as well, and then you see.
Let Agnes first share. We see. Make sure you're using the same.
Okay, I'm sharing. I don't know if you can see my screen.
I can see it.
So I come to the web browser. This is what I was getting. Hello.
Hello. Sorry, I was on mute. I'm saying, can we maybe, I already have, let me see if I can send you. Please, can you send them the setup on the WhatsApp group? Yeah.
How about on the chat? Because it's hard to put it on the laptop from the phone.
Oh, yeah.
The chat
Okay,
from
no worries.
this,
Just
the
download
meeting.
it from here. Fabrice is going to share the link in the chats here, which you follow.
Okay. So I stop sharing? Or
No, keep sharing so that we also, those who have not installed it yet, we follow along. Someone was saying they are getting a different interface. John?
Yes. So I can share, and then I show you on my side. I have
Share your
installed such.
screen. Okay, click on that download button. The first one.
Okay. This one here?
The first, yeah. No, don't click login. Down, no thanks. Just okay, as it downloads, maybe John can share the screen and we see what's happening.
Okay, thank you. Let me share. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I open it, so I don't know. I think I've opened it twice. But also when I filter here, I'm just getting this interface where I can run.
The command line. Okay, interesting. Why? Okay, you're using the.
And I have just installed it when I filled it here.
No, you actually have it. You know your password, right?
I know it. I can even exit here.
Okay. No, you have it. It's just okay. So that's what. Okay, we are going to see why you're seeing that. Okay. That's okay. You already have it. You already have the server.
Okay. But I was just seeing I was just seeing the interface you have. It's totally different from mine.
Yeah, I'll explain why.
Okay.
So do you have VS Code? Another
VS Code, I don't know. I don't have it. But I've seen here something, the logo of it. It looks like a Visual something like that. Isn't it Visual Studio Code?
Yeah, it's Visual Studio Code.
That one I have it.
Okay, open it now. For those who don't have it, please follow the link I've shared in the group, in the chat. Yeah. Are we all screen? Are we all set up with MySQL? The server.
For me, not yet.
That's not.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, Christoph.
Yes, I downloaded the SQL, and when I open it, they are telling me to open it alone with Visual Studio Code.
Can you share your screen?
I'm using my phone to be on the code, and then I'm using. So let me just. Are you seeing?
They are saying.
So they are telling me to open it.
Are you left right clicking it?
What?
You downloaded which one? Let me see the.
Okay, let me go. You see, this is what I have here.
Yeah, I can't see. What extension does it have? Something like
my SQL installer community 8.0.460.
yeah. What? Okay, double click it.
And then they're telling me to open Visual Studio Code.
You have it. Try and see.
Yeah, I have
Because
it.
that's if you have it, then you're okay. But you need to install it. I don't know.
Yes, that's the problem.
Double click it.
Yes, I double click on Visual Studio, and so this is it.
No, can you double? Okay, let's double click the installer, the one that you downloaded.
Visual Studio Code is.
No, my installer community.
I don't know what's the problem.
Let's go to files and double click it. We see.
I'm trying to click on it to install instead of opening Visual Studio, but it's not working.
Okay, so let's proceed. How many have the two? They've installed SQL, MySQL, and they've also VS Code. Yes, Muhirwa says yes. Colette says yes. Anyone else? So I'm going to show you. If you're downloading it, please, if you don't have these two, please be downloading them, okay? Yes, Nadine.
Sorry to interpret, but I got stuck while I was installing SQL. I downloaded it, but installing it's kind of hard for me.
Can you share your screen? We support you.
Yeah, sure I can.
If you have you already downloaded it?
Yes, I did.
Can you go to your files, to your file explorer? Can you go to your files, please? We help you install it. Where in your download? We can't see your downloads folder. Nadine, we can't see your screen, your downloads folder.
Do you see my screen?
Yeah, but we can't see the downloads.
What about now?
Not yet. Maybe unshare your screen, then share it again.
Are you seeing it?
Oh, okay. Next.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I see now because you're okay. Click that plus sign on my SQL server. Again, the plus sign. Again. Click on one of those. The one on top. The version. That one. No, the one down. Oh, you've closed it. Okay. Yeah, that one.
May I interrupt a little bit?
8046 or 22.
46. Then click on that arrow. The arrow, the green one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now, next. Yes, Aaron. Next.
Did you see that she chose custom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Next.
That's why. So yeah, next. Okay, click.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see the difference between custom and just execute. So custom allows you to choose what you want to download. So that's why you had to select that version. It should work. Anyone else? But keep your screen on.
Should I select I ugly?
Select.
Install.
Select it. Click on it.
I did.
So it's still installing, maybe. Can you click on status? We see.
Status?
Yeah, up there. Requirement, then status. No. There. In that box. Up.
Here.
I want to see if it's still.
It's not working.
Yeah, it's still installing it. Did you see how we installed the one for Aaron?
But from here, I think I can install the other one, like SQL, shell, and others. From here, now I got where the Pro Boys. So I'm sure that I can continue the process.
Okay.
Thank
Good.
you.
Hi. Mine just finished installing, downloading.
Just click it and try to install. You can share your screen and we see how it's installing. Agnes, share your screen.
I am.
Okay.
Can see it now?
Yeah. So if you, let's see where it's stored in your downloads.
In my downloads?
Yeah, where it was.
Okay. Yeah.
We cannot see your screen. Yeah, the tab for the installer.
How about now?
We still can't. Can anyone see it? Okay, let's complete this in 5 minutes so that we pass through the practice.
How about now?
Yeah, just go to your downloads. Or click that download icon there up on that browser we're seeing, on that page.
Because there's a window which has popped and it's okay. You can see now. Downloads.
No. I think you're sharing a different window. Can you maybe share your whole screen? Let's give it maybe 5 minutes.
Okay. How about now? I'm on downloads.
Yeah. Double click it. Next. Next. Accept. Custom. Yeah. No,
Client programs, development.
Just do next. Install. It's delaying. Okay. Finished.
Okay. Is it somewhere on the desktop? Because when I clicked finished, the window disappeared. Is it?
Yeah, it's that one.
Ah, okay. So I click next.
Mm-hmm. Next. 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 Set your password.
Okay.
I hope everyone else is following so that we just complete this.
Oops. Next. Which one?
Next.
Standard or custom?
Next. Standard. Just as is. Next. The world database. Not next. You can. Okay, no worries. Okay. Execute. Next. Next, finish. Okay. So I shared the link for VS Code. I hope everyone has just followed it. For it, it's just straightforward. Then, allow me to share my screen. I explain those things we've installed.
A question, please.
Yes, David.
For me, while installing SQL, there's a step I skipped where I had to check something. And do I install again? After putting some password, there is like some items I need to check before clicking next.
No worries. As long as it finished, that means the server is on. Okay. So yeah. Is there anyone who is still struggling with installing the SQL server? No one. Okay. VS Code. I shared the link in chat. For it, it's just straightforward. It's this one.
Should we download also? I clicked the link. So I click on download because there's Windows, what?
Yeah, for Windows. If you have a Windows PC, just click for Windows. For it, it's straightforward. After download, you just click it, and if you've managed that other one, this one should be easier. Now we are going to do a little bit of push-ups. What we call push-ups. I'm going to share my screen and explain to you all those things we've just installed. Excuse me. So, as I told you, we had seen before, we are using a client-server architecture where we communicate with the server. This is the server, which is the database. And I'm using the server because databases are usually hosted or stored somewhere, not on your computer. So this is the client. This architecture is one of the most common architectures in everything related to computer science. So you have a server, which is the DB. Then you have the client, which is your machine or which could be another application, sorry. So here, this is where we are installing my SQL server, the one we just installed. So, okay. We can have different databases. MySQL is one of the database engines. There are a lot of other databases, but they are fundamentally the same of the same function. Maybe they have different architectures, but MySQL is one of the best for relational data. So the server is the MySQL setup we did. The client now, you can access it wherever you want, okay? You can use graphic interfaces. There's a link that I shared with you, one called Workbench. That is a graphic interface where you just click, okay? But it's just heavy. So we decided not to show it to you, not to allow you to download it on your machine. There can be so many clients. The client is an application that helps you communicate with your server. That is the client. In this case, we are using VS Code, an application called Visual Studio Code as the client. And someone else, was it John, who was seeing another interface that is called CLI, the command line interface, which is also the client for MySQL. So also, you remember when we were installing it, there's where we said just install the server. So MySQL has a server, but it also has its own client. So that is the command line client for SQL, which you were using, John. I believe it's John. But you don't need to use it. You can use other tools. Just know that the client is the one that helps you communicate with your server. You just connect it to your server, then it gives you access to the server. So the command line, you can also use it, but it's a bit for, you use it after you're familiar with the things of coding. Okay. So for now, we are using VS Code. You can use any, there are a lot of tools you use, but we chose VS Code because it's easy to install. And also we will be using it in the next class called Python. So we won't need to do any installation for Python. That's why we insisted on using VS Code in this class. So now, without further ado, if you have installed, you have the server, yes, MySQL, and you have VS Code, yes, which is the client. I'm going to show you how you use them, both of them, okay? So, sorry. How do you use them? I am going to, sorry, I need to switch. Okay. So I have Visual Studio Code here. If you can see this other screen that I've shared. Okay. So what you do, for now, don't get scared. We are going to connect, we are going to use this client to connect to our server. You get? You get it, right? So here we add what we call an extension. If you're seeing this, for now, don't bother about all these things you're seeing here. It's because I have a few things. Okay. So for now, click, you see here the extension. Or you can do, if you are on VS Code, who is on VS Code?
I'm there.
Okay. So there is this icon here on the right, left, middle left, called extensions. We are going to add an extension that helps us use MySQL, okay? So if you click here, you search, or you can do Ctrl-Shift-X. So VS Code gives you so many extensions. So for me, I am looking for MySQL extension. It's this one. There are so many providers, okay? There are so many. I want us to get familiar. So you can see MySQL. So the people develop their own clients and then they publish them on VS Code. But for me, I'm using this one because you can see this tick, blue tick, means it's verified by Microsoft, that it's legitimate. So I click this one, MySQL database client. Then for me, it's installed. That's why you can see uninstall. If for you, because it's the first time, you will see install. Please click here on install here. Okay, have you installed it? So you can see it's a database client. You can, okay, it has the description. It's a database client, all-in-one database, database management extension for VS Code. Connect to SQL and NoSQL database, browse and edit data, run queries, manage servers, Docker, remote files without leaving the editor. This is what it helps you. It helps you access databases using VS Code. Have you installed it?
Yeah, I'm installing.
Yeah.
I'm installing my
How
SQL.
about How about the others?
I'm still downloading.
I'm installing. I'm installing.
Installing the
Installing.
extension.
The VS Code is still downloading. Yeah.
Okay, no worries. We'll help you. You can be following along. Then after it's complete, we'll show you. Okay. So click here on install. For those, I have seen people with thumbs up. After installing it, after it's complete, that means you already have it. Okay. So here is the description, how it looks like. Okay. So now what you do is, after, if you have installed it, you should see an icon here called database. This icon. Do you see it? Bottom.
I can see it.
Yeah, click on it. Once you click on it, they'll ask you to connect, add new connection.
I can see create connection.
So you see this interface, right? Connect to server.
Can I share screen, sir? Let me share screen.
Okay. Please, let him share the screen, then we all follow along.
Okay, I'm just sharing. Yeah, I don't know whether you can see my screen here. Create connection.
Yeah, click there.
Okay. Wait. I don't know why it's not something created.
It's probably your internet. It's there. It's there. It's there.
Okay.
So fill that. So you have host. No, it's okay. Everything there is filled down.
Okay.
No, leave all that. You see where there is host, port, down, there, down.
Host, yes, I can see here. This IP.
Yeah. So server type, those are all the server types that you are trying to you can have access to. All those are databases, by the way.
Yes.
But for us, we are using MySQL. That's why it's selected. Then host is correct. Just go where the password is, where you need to fill in the password. Then
Okay.
Put in the password that we used.
The one which I've used during installation.
Yeah. So you're connecting the client to the server.
I did. Okay, so can I
connect?
I connect here.
Yeah. So once you're connected, you'll see, okay, now you are on your server. There. So if you are, so those are default MySQL. So you're on the database now.
Okay. So where can I run the query now? Select search kind.
Okay, now, for now, stop sharing the screen, then I show you.
Okay.
Okay. So follow along. I hope everyone is also following along. So once you're connected, how do you know that you're connected? How do you know that you are connected? It's this one, this IP address. This is the localhost at port. That is how a database is. So for you, because you do not have, you do not have any, you just have the
Tables.
The SQL default DB. For me, I created a database called Data Plus. So how do you create a database? Now we are going to talk. Now we have the connection. Eh?
Correct.
Now we are here. Okay, let me show you. So excuse me. So the database is here. Okay, and we are being connected to this database. We are already connected via VS Code. Okay.
Correct.
Now we're going to start talking to the database. Here, the database is the server. The server here is empty. For now, we do not have any database. You remember the database is a collection of tables, also named schema. So now, step number one, we are going to talk to it. How? We are going to write now. Now we are going to start writing queries, real queries like we're doing in a few minutes, okay? Now, the first thing is we are going to create a database, okay? That is the first thing, because you cannot query a database that you do not. Here you can have so many databases. This is just a server. So how do you create? We are going to create a sample database with a few tables, okay? So I'm going to share you a few codes, okay? So maybe to make it simple for you, John,
I can hear you.
Please share again. I'll be sharing you the code. Then I show you how you create the database. You share your
So
screen.
you want me to share screen again?
Yeah. I'll be sharing them in the chat, then explaining what every code does.
Okay, let me share. I hope you can see it. Eh?
Not yet. Yeah. Close that. So now there are a few things you can do, okay?
So I can see so many type of database here: MySQL, MariaDB, and Postgres. The oracles as well.
Let me see your screen. Sorry, I can no longer see. What happened? I can't see your screen.
You can't see it?
Yeah.
Tim, are you able to see my screen?
Maybe I left.
Hello, colleague. Can anyone comment either you can see my screen?
We can see a screen.
Let me join.
We can't see the screen.
Let me rejoin using the. You can paste. Okay, let me. I'll show you how where. on this other machine. I don't know what I did here, to be honest. So I need to join using PC. Fabrice, can you allow me to join? Allow me to join the call. Okay, John. John, I can't see your screen. Are you still sharing?
I've stopped. Let me share again.
Okay.
I hope you can see it.
Yeah. Okay. Close that. That was for the connection. You see up there where there is connect, you can close all those. Now, stay.
Run here.
Go inside your database. You have MySQL. So one of the ways to do that is, can you click? Oh, sorry.
Maybe click on the cross at the bottom. Huh?
No, click. You see MySQL. Okay.
MySQL here.
Up. Just close that tab.
Which one? Okay, here.
Or just close it. No. Okay. Let me show you. No, go up on the file.
File here.
No, down where there is one.
Yes, here.
There.
Should I click here?
Yeah. But you already have your connection. Okay. No, you don't need to. Okay. You should be connected to. Okay, go back to connect. Okay. Go back to that tab. No, exactly where you are. Then click connect. There. Click connect. Down. Yeah, connect that plus button.
Here.
No, where there is connect, down, the blue connect button.
This one, yes.
But you are already connected. Then there up, click, open that. Yeah, no, the second one, MySQL. There, yeah. No.
Where?
No. Okay, yeah. So there, query. No, again. No, on query.
Query. Here, okay.
Yeah.
No query here. I can see no query file.
No. Click that plus, you're going to add a new query.
Okay, here, yes.
You can name it maybe new query.
Data plus.
No worries. It's just a query that you're saving.
Okay.
Enter. Yeah. Now there you can connect with the database, your server. Now paste the code I gave you. We are going to first create the database. I've sent it in your chat.
I think I can't read it when I'm sharing. Let me stop sharing and then I get the query first.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
I have it here now.
Do you have
This is the
do you
question.
have to copy from create database or data plus bootcamp while copying?
Sorry. Yeah, from no. Why are you changing that? I'm going to. Why are you changing the way?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, like that. Eh? So what it does, create. Okay. When you're creating a new database, you say create. You use those keywords. Create database. Just like English, what do you want to do? You want to create the database. So create database, then database name. That is data plus camp. It's your database name. You can call it wherever, but for now, let's call it database camp. Then that default character set is just to give it the character UTF. That is a format for allowing it to store all characters, including emojis. So it's fine. So run, click run. That icon up. No.
Run.
Hejuru ya no.
This one.
Where there is so you can see the green check. So if you go back to the databases, you can see there is a database called Data Plus. Just close MySQL, close it. It has a lot of things. Okay. Then open that. It has been created. Database Bootcamp. No. Up before MySQL.
Database. Yeah. Okay. I can see it here.
Data Plus. You see. So there are no tables yet. Okay. So we are going to query. So this interface is for queries. As we saw, it depends on the client you're using. Now you're using VS Code. Now you're going to use that database. Before you create tables, you first say use database, okay? No, just wait, go back to the interface on the code, in the code.
In the code, where?
In the code there, after those code you just written.
You mean here in this query?
Manuka, sorry. Just click enter. Okay, down, create a new. So when you're creating, create a new code. So back, that is code indentation. No. Wait. So there, inside that create, make sure the is where ibiteganya na create.
Okay, like this.
Now, right, use, first copy that database name. Use, space, copy. So you're going to use that database. Why? A server might be having so many databases.
Okay.
Now you use that. Funga, use semicolon. And again, as I told you, it's better for readability to use for your keywords to be in capital letters. Can you see that create database is in capital? Of course, that will work, but so what you're telling the server is, of all the databases I have, so before that, don't run, just go down. I show you why this matters. Just go down. We write another new code. We're going to try to create a new table called countries. Don't worry, you don't need to understand the whole code. We are going to create a new table. I'm going to share you the code in the chat. Just copy that and paste it down there. Copy the whole thing.
Okay.
Then you see what it means. Now you can see we have a communication between the database.
Like this, right?
Yeah. So click run, you see what happens. That can run. They say no. Wait.
This one,
That there.